Hello everybody. So Raine is going to get fixed on Tuesday. So I just figured I'd give you a update video on her. If you could maybe press an F in the chat for her impending sterilization, that would be nice. But it needs to be done. From my understanding, cats start going into heat at about her age. And they howl at night. It's painful for them because she's an indoor kitty, so she won't ever have a chance to breed. And I think it causes more health problems later in life. Like there's certain types of cancer that they can get if they don't get fixed at this point. So there's that. It's kind of hard for me to tell how big she's getting just because I'm around her all the time. So it's kind of like a boiling frog scenario where it's kind of hard for me to tell exactly. But yeah, I think she's been growing pretty rapidly. The vet says she's very healthy. I've been giving her the Costco brand food, which is pretty good. I mean, her coat's nice and shiny. Her teeth are white. She's pretty lean cat, but that's good. She doesn't look malnourished or anything. But yeah, she's going to get her operation soon. And I'm also going to get her a microchip. So if you don't know what microchips are, it's kind of interesting. It's not an active thing like you might think. It's not like a GPS locator. It's a passive thing they'll put in your cat's skin. And if she gets picked up for some reason by like animal services or like a dog catcher or a shelter or something, then she will just get back up on the bed. They will be able to scan her and tell her that I'm her owner. So she doesn't have to, so if she gets out somehow and she doesn't have her collar on, because I don't normally keep it on her because she's an indoor cat and she doesn't really like it. If that happens, then she can still be found and can still be safe, which is good. I don't think it's particularly expensive either. I gotta tell you, when it comes to vets, you really have to shop around a lot because some vets are really expensive. Like I talked to about a dozen vets or so with getting her fixed because unfortunately I can't just go to the SPCA or the Toronto Humane Society who do it for $70 because they're both closed due to COVID, or one of them said they had a 6-month wait time. So my normal vet was going to charge me $700, and then some others were $600. One was $800. The one I finally decided on was, I think $375 or something like that plus tax, which is obviously a much better deal. So they'll be doing both things, and I think that includes blood work too. So I just drop her off in the morning, and then she comes back in the evening, as it were. Ow. So yeah, so she's doing good. She's growing pretty quick. I stopped keeping her because I have another room I was keeping her in just for a while because I figured she'd annoy me at night. And while she does jump on me a little bit at night, it's not too bad. More it's she was yelling really loudly all night when I was keeping her in the other room. So there's not really, she doesn't bother me that much at night. She sometimes jumps on me a bit. It can be a little startling just to have her come out of nowhere and land on me. Something she does, it's kind of funny because she can tell when I am awake. She generally stays off of me while I'm actively sleeping. But when I wake up in the morning, something she always does is I have these velvety pillows. So she'll come up to one of these and just start kneading them. That's something cats do. I think all domestic cats do it. There's a couple theories. The kneading motion's like that. I probably can't get her to do it on camera. But there's a couple reasons people have suggested for this. One being it's because they think it reminds the cat of when they were a baby and they would do that motion to suck their mother's milk. Another one is cats have scent glands on their paws pads. So it's a way of them getting their scent over things. Cats, I think, have their scent glands are in their whiskers, their ears, kind of their faces in general, and their paw pads. So that's why they like will rub up against you and stuff, is because they're claiming you as part of their territory, by putting their scent glands onto you. So yeah, she goes and does that in the morning. Generally speaking, I kind of figured out I have to hold Raine by lying her on her back. And that's really when she'll get kind of cuddly and let me hold her and sit with me for a little bit. As I've said, like, she's been biting me a bit here, but I've never seen her be like aggressive or defensive. She's just a kitten, so she's very playful. Although she's like 7 months old now, so she's kind of getting out of the kitten phase. She more or less just kind of sleeps a lot of the day. She has a couple periods where she's like super active. But it's kind of funny. It's if you're going to get a cat, I kind of do recommend you get a kitten and raise it yourself. I don't think they imprint on people in exactly the same way birds do. I'm not sure, because it's somewhat debated. I don't think cats think you're their mother, but they kind of assign a somewhat similar role to you and kind of a similar level of respect. So, like, Raine, when I'm at my parents' house, I can be in any room, and so long as she can reach it, she tends to go in there and just sit and watch me. She also will, if something smells strongly of me, like my desk chair she likes to sit in, or my shoes or something, she'll play with that. From my understanding, cats are actually social animals in the wild, particularly female cats. I think how they tend to live in colonies of female cats, and the female cats will collectively raise the children. I think they'll all feed all the children and nurture all the children. I don't think male cats generally live within that environment, though, unless they're kittens. So I think it's somewhere in between something like, I'm trying to think of an animal that's completely solitary. Can't really think of one off the top of my head. Like most lizards, like something like a Komodo dragon, I think is solitary. Snakes, with the exception of garter and water snakes, are solitary. They don't like being near other creatures. They will freak out and get really stressed, and they'll sometimes die from just the amount of stress that comes from being near other animals. Dogs require dogs are a pack animal, and they're a very social animal. So if they're not near other dogs or just other beings, then they will get depressed. But I think they might die from that. Chickens are also like that. If chickens aren't kept in groups, they'll tend to like kill themselves. They'll just die from stress or stop eating. There's a lot of animals that are like that. But cats are like a social animal that's not dependent on being social. So I think that's kind of why they have such weird behavior to us, like hot and cold behavior. Because some animals will just ignore you, largely like snakes. Like, they don't really need social interaction. Dogs need it constantly. And if they don't get it, they get, like I said, depressed and upset. Whereas cats are somewhere kind of in between, where they are a social creature, but they aren't like, it's not necessary for them. So like, Raina let me pat her, and she likes it, some attention, but she also likes to spend a lot of time just by herself, largely sleeping. I think cats are ambush predators, so that's kind of why they spend a lot of the day asleep. Because they have to, because unlike herbivores or something, they spend all their energy in bursts, like running down something, and then they eat a high-calorie meal like a full mouse or something. So they spend most of their day sleeping to conserve energy. I think peregrine falcons are also like that, where they go through very brief periods of extreme energy usage where they dive. Whereas something like an eagle tends to just soar. Their wings are designed to just be held out and cruise for very long periods of time. So yeah, cats are ambush predators. I think dogs are more active because they're omnivores, so they're probably searching for food all the time. There's probably like meat in their diet. I mean, some eat more meat, but they can eat pretty much anything that's not like chocolate or something. So they're probably a bit more active. Cats, though, just sleep a lot. It's not necessarily a reflection of them being bored or anything. The other thing that's kind of interesting is I think cats have a body temperature that's a few degrees warmer than a human's. So if you ever see them laying out in the sun or whatever, they do like heat more than people do. I think that's because they're a desert animal, or they come from a desert or semi-desert environment. So they kind of prefer the temperature a bit warmer. But yeah, I'm really glad I got Raine. She's a good kitty. What's nice is her fur seems to be really, really short, which is a good thing. She doesn't really seem to be shedding very much. And it would really be unpleasant if she was shedding a lot. See, I've been reading a bit up about like cat behavior. So cats don't like their stomachs rubbed, unlike dogs. But when they do this, this is a sign of complete trust in you. Because she's lying down, she's showing me her belly. If I was going to like attack her, she couldn't defend herself in this position. So this is kind of her way of showing that she trusts me and has affection towards me. So, but it's kind of nice, like I said, raising the cat yourself, because then they really kind of bond with you and imprint on you. And yeah, Raine, want to look in the camera? You want to bite the camera? I don't know if you can see it in any of these, but she has dichromatic eyes. Right here, just look at the camera. The lighting's kind of bad in here. Where I think they're blue and amber, or blue and hazel. Where she has a eye color, like a outside eye color, and then like a different one within. So that's Raine. I hope you found the video interesting. God bless, and I'll talk to you guys soon.